Kent, Steve was kind of saying the offense tonight was one pass, one shot, and that's just not how you guys move the ball. Why do you think it was so stagnant tonight?
Toronto is a team that loves to pack the paint, and we got caught uh, trying to make a play on the first side. That's a team you got to move the ball side to side and find the gaps. And once you do that, get the ball out to an open guy, swing, good looking shots. But you got to give them credit. They scouted us pretty well. Pushed our catches out. They had a physicality that we really couldn't match, and they took care of us. Long story short.
You've seen a lot of basketball. Was this one of the worst games that you've been a part of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as a competitor, as a guy that you put your body on the line, you away from your family. It's a lot of things going through your mind when you're out there on the floor down so much, and you try to erase the scoreboard and try to play with that grit and get your team going a little bit. But as a competitor, I mean, it hurts, to get smacked like that. I'm a grown man with a family, so when you get your butt handed to you, I mean, it's not pleasant.
How do you avoid this from snowballing on maybe some of your younger teammates?
I mean, hopefully it motivates you. I think one thing you have to have as a team in the NBA is, grit and some kahunas, my coach used to call them. When the game's starting to get out of hand, you gotta man up and then try to take the fight to them, regardless if the ball's falling or not. And I don't think we crawled into the ball until late there in the third quarter. By that time, the game was already out of reach. So, you gotta understand that every night you're not gonna make shots. Being without your three best players, you gotta bring it in another way. Find ways to steal games on the road. And that comes from getting stops, playing with the physicality, and just kind of taking their soul. I take pride in stopping guys and getting up in guys, and kind of penalized for here early in the season. Well, throughout the whole season. But I'm just trying to set a tone, set a physicality, and in some games it's infectious.
To follow up on that, this has always been a very proud team. Even in losses this year, you guys have played hard. Why do you think the effort was so poor tonight from the group?
Man, you can make a ton of excuses. You got some guys on this team that's been around a little bit, and then we got some younger guys that don't quite understand what it's like on a night-to-night basis. And this has been such a condensed schedule. It's kind of hard to learn on the fly. And it's kind of hard to kind of hold their hands, with everything going on. We all have our own, our own lives, our own battles. We're trying to fight our own goals and whatnot we're trying to achieve. So it's kind of, you find yourself in your own little world sometimes, and it takes some talks from other people to kind of snap you out of it. But it's a man's league, you got to bring it every night. Like I say, regardless if shots are falling or not, you got to get in somebody's chest. You got to turn them over. You got to slow them down. I mean, I learned that early on playing basketball. We can't score. You ain't gonna score either. That's just a mentality you got to have, and it allows you to, I've been on a 60-win team. We won 19 games in a row, and it wasn't like we're blowing people out every night. We have our wins where we take care of business, but down 5 2 minutes ago, we got to get stops. Up 3, a couple seconds ago, get a stop to win the game. It's so many different scenarios that it's hard to walk a young team through. But bringing that physicality every night, that having that mentality of stopping guys is what's going to get you through and through.
I know Steph and Draymond didn't play tonight. How vocal were they, kind of guiding you guys through this, or maybe in the locker room afterward?
I mean, it's a hard pill for them to swallow. I mean, we're talking about, and Clay, Clay was back there as well. These guys, 5 straight final appearances. This is by any means not acceptable from by them at all. This hurts them more than anything. Clay was fired up after the game. And this has been, like you said, toughest 2 years. Watching, there's guys out there and him not being able to help. So I think it's lit a fire up under him. And Steph and Draymond, they know how important they are to us. And, I'm kind of, upset. I can't really, myself, and not really being able to help in a way that, I can, help this team. So, moving forward, you just got to continue to, show up tomorrow and with a new mindset, new perspective as a new day. Put this behind you. Hopefully it motivates you in the right way, and just trying to finish these 23 games strong.
What did Clay say to the group?
I mean, he was just kind of going off about how he misses the game and how it's just not acceptable to lose this way. He's fired up. He's fired up, man. I mean, it's hard, watching, regardless if you're playing or not playing. If you're sitting over there, as a competitor, you want to be out there. It's stuff that you see while you're watching that, I can help. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You have to be sitting in that seat to kind of really, understand what goes through your mind when you're watching.
Kent, when you signed with this team, what did you visualize happening this year?
We'd be competing. We'd be no less top 3, top 4 team in the West. I was, thinking of Pete Myers, back with the Bulls, coming here, filling in till my guy got back, and going on and winning some chips. This is a team. When I left in 2013, they were all about togetherness. There were certain staples inside the locker room, on the floor, and certain people that really stood out with this team, and that's kind of what I carried on my journey with me, and bouncing around a little bit, being in Atlanta, Portland, SAC, and coming back. Just bringing my journey back and just trying to get this team back to where they belong. I think that most of this organization, for one, giving me a chance way back in 2012, my name not being called, and training camp, summer league, just giving me a chance to live out a dream, and my guys, Steph, Clay, Draymond holding me down. Even though we weren't even teammates, keeping in touch, words of encouragement. It just goes a long way. You fast forward, we all have families now. I'm here, to win at a high level with guys that I watch do it. I feel like it's time. I've watched many guys host that Larry O'Brien Trophy, and I want one. And that was my sole purpose for coming here. And what you see on the floor, the passion, sometimes the frustration. That's just how I express myself. I grew up in the Eastern Conference where it's super physical, and that's why it may stick out sometimes. How hard I play, fighting over screens, getting in the bodies. Like, that's just what I've learned, and that's what I want to bring to this team. And I think that adds a tremendous amount of value to this team. And moving forward, I'm gonna continue to do the same thing. They can call all the fouls they want, but they're not going to take away my passion or my physicality, or what I know I bring to this game.